Welcome back, everyone. This is Used Car Salesman GTA Failer, and thank you for coming back to our Vice City showroom. We've got some great vehicles on offer today, all of them on sale at a cost of $0 to you. We start with the fastest motorcycle in the game, the PCJ 600. It has 4 convenient spawns located around the map. Plus, if you see somebody driving a PCJ 600 on the street, you can kindly ask them if you can take their vehicle, and they will surely allow you, although sometimes they will fight back a little bit. This one that we're grabbing here is the one for PCJ Playground, but you can take it, just hop into any other vehicle to cancel the PCJ Playground mission, and then the PCJ 600 is yours to keep. Let's go ahead and read from the wiki as we make our way over to the stadium for our test drive. First, from the in-game description from GTA 5, a cruiser for the weekend warrior who is holding on to the dream. That sounds like you. All right, from the wiki, the PCJ 600 is a motorcycle featured in the 3D and HD universes. Let's see, in Vice City and GTA 4, the name on the bottom right of the screen when you get onto one of these bikes is unhyphenated. It's just PCJ space 600. But in the other games where this bike appears, it's PCJ-600 with the hyphen. See, these are the kinds of details you come for when you come to my channel. All right, looking at the design in the 3D universe. From the Vice City website first. Macho bike for men trying to prove how much they're packing. All right, from the wiki, the PCJ 600 retains the same aspect of a sports bike with an aerodynamic design. Between Vice City and Vice City Stories, it resembles a late 1980s Suzuki GSX. The bike normally spawns in a variety of single primary colors for the body. Liberty City Stories has a secondary color portion on the lower side. Cool. How about the performance? Well, darn fast is my unofficial description. In San Andreas, it's one of the fastest bikes. In Vice City Stories and Vice City, it's tied with the Angel. Right now, I am fighting for my life here. I was hoping to just stay on the bike the whole time, but that didn't work out so well. Overall performance is exceptional, except in handling. High-speed impacts often result in being thrown from the bike, resulting in severe injury or even death instantly. It requires more traction to balance the performance. Let's see, in San Andreas, it's no longer the fastest bike. It's outpaced by the NRG 500 and the FCR 900, and I have fallen off twice now, and Tommy is not even wearing a helmet. This seems unsafe. Let's make our way around here, hoping to get away from any tanks that are off screen. Okay, prominent appearances in missions here in Vice City. The PCJ 600 is featured. Oh, we just lost a tire, maybe both tires. The PCJ is featured in several missions. In Mall Shootout, the courier will flee on a PCJ 600 after the player meets him. In Bar Brawl, the DBP security will try to escape on 2 PCJs after an explosion. In Love Juice, Tommy has to chase and kill a drug dealer that stole his money who flees on a PCJ 600. In Autoside, the game offers a PCJ 600 to chase the targets. Also, one of the 6 targets, Charlie Dilson, flying through the air. Gosh, I've lost over 100 points from my armor. Leave me alone, tanks. Just doing my demo, my test drive here. Where is my bike? Oh, it's way up there in the distance. Yeah, I was also worried about getting busted while I was getting back on the bike and moving very slowly near one of the police officers. So one of the 6 targets in the mission auto side rides a PCJ. Both the PCJ that's offered to you and the one ridden by that target have unique paint jobs. One silver and one dark blue. Leave me alone. Okay, and then finally in G Spotlight, Tommy has to jump over the building rooftops in order to reach a searchlight, and there's a PCJ that's given to you at the beginning of that game in the film studio. Okay, next up is the Perennial, but let's just finish up with the PCJ here. Any trivia that's worth reading? Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything here about the PCJ in the trivia section. Okay, the Perennial has no fixed spawns. We're getting harassed here by the Haitians, I think. No fixed spawns for the Perennial, not required at Sunshine Autos, but let's go ahead and read about the Perennial. Okay, so the Perennial is a station wagon and minivan. So in this game, it's a station wagon. I guess in some other games, it's a minivan. GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories, Grand Theft Auto 4, and its episodes, Chinatown Wars. Okay, influence here in this game. The car resembles a 1962 to 1969 Chevy 2 Nova wagon with the front and tail lights taken from the Austin A40 Farina Mark I. The Perennial also seems to be inspired by a plethora of wagons from the 1960s, such as the 1970 to 1986 Jeep Grand Wagoneer, the Fiat 1100R Familiare, the Peugeot 404, or the Peugeot 504 wagon. Okay, good to know. We're going to skip the performance. It's pretty stinky. No prominent appearances in missions in this game. And heading down to the trivia. In GTA 3, the vehicle was known as the Maurice. Oh, kaboom! Very, very poor performance in the test drive. All right, and then there's some other station wagon type things like in other games like the Regina in Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories. Okay, the Phoenix has one fixed spawn right here on Starfish Island. Let's grab it. And you got to work a little bit to get this thing out of the area that it's in. It's all kind of enclosed, but we find this ramp right over here. Super. Okay, taking a look at the wiki. The Phoenix is required for the Sunshine Autos import list, the sports car list, the third list. From the wiki, the Phoenix is a two-door muscle car appearing in Vice City, San Andreas, Vice City Stories, GTA 5, and GTA Online, and it is expected to appear in GTA 6. Exciting news. All right, the Phoenix is based on the Pontiac Firebird / Trans Am and 1982 to 1992 Chevy Camaro, but the round taillights are similar to the 1970 to 1973 Chevy Camaro. Interesting. All right, the performance is pretty darn fast. We're going to skip past that section. Prominent appearances in Mission, yeah, just required in Sunshine Autos, like we mentioned. Okay, no variants here in this game, no notable owners in this game. And just skipping down to the trivia, a phoenix is a legendary mythical bird said to set fire to itself and arise from its ashes in a new form. You might have heard the phrase like a phoenix rising from the ashes. It's also one of 6 vehicles in the series to be named after a mythical creature, the other 5 being the Hydra, the Leviathan, the Banshee, the Valkyrie, and the Kraken. Phoenix is likely a play on Firebird, the car it is based on throughout the series. I never made that connection, like the Firebird is a real car. And Phoenix is a actual literal Firebird. Pontiac had a real model called the Phoenix, which was a compact car from 1977 to 1984. We are on fire, and we are done. Let us rise from the ashes with the Pizza Boy moped. So every pizza shop has a Pizza Boy moped parked right outside. So we'll show you each of them. All right, good enough. Okay, so from the wiki, the Pizza Boy, which is spelled in this game with a space in between the 2 words, pizza and boy. Let's confirm that. It doesn't actually say because it highlights that we're on the Pizza Boy mission. But I think at some point it became Pizza Boy like a single word. Okay, it's a delivery scooter that appears in Vice City, San Andreas, and Liberty City Stories. It's based on the Faggio, which is another scooter here in this game, and as its name suggests, is intended for pizza delivery with the well-stacked pizza company in Vice City and San Andreas, but in Liberty City Stories, it works for Joe's Pizza. It's distinct from the Faggio only in its unique livery, the red and yellow, which relates to the well-stacked pizza. Look out! Oh, that was quick, and now our pizza is burned. That's the worst part about that. Okay, police car is up next. Let's see if there's anything else to read about in the Pizza Boy. Let's see. In the mission Roadkill, Tommy has to kill Carl Pearson, a pizza delivery man, during his delivery. So Carl is using a Pizza Boy moped in that mission. And then the Pizza Boy is required for the Sunshine Autos import list. And I don't see any trivia for this game, so we keep on trucking now with the police car. Which has a number of spawns, 5. That might even be the most. I gotta look at all my records here, but 5 spawns for the police car. And let's take a look at what the wiki has to say about this vehicle here. It's a prominent emergency vehicle appearing in the 3D Universe games. It's the primary response police vehicle used by the police departments of the city. Um, it is called the police car in Vice City Stories and GTA Advance, but it's just known as police in the rest of the games where it appears. In Vice City Stories, it's called the VCPD Cruiser, not police car. Okay, they have two sirens, one default long whirl, and the rotating weep, triggered by holding the horn button. The player receives 5 rounds of ammunition for any weapon in the shotgun slot after entering a police car. Cool. General design varies. Let's take a look at the one for this game. The police car here is a cross between the Chevy Caprice and a Ford Crown Victoria. It was also influenced by the 1994 to 1997 Audi A6. Okay, good enough. Let's move on to the performance. So at the top speed, in my opinion, is like reasonable, but I just have such a hard time controlling this thing when I use it during Vigilante. Like I'm always rolling and flipping. Like you can see there, I almost lost control. I did lose control, almost flipped. From the wiki, the police car is very fast with excellent handling and moderate durability. I don't know. I don't find it to have excellent handling. Despite the fact that it has an all-wheel drive layout in Vice City, it lacks the stability of other fast all-wheel drive vehicles in the game, namely the Deluxo and the Comet. This is due in part to its soft suspension and poor roll resistance. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, as well as poor tire traction even at moderate speeds. It's prone to rollover or spin at a moment's notice. It may be best to avoid drastic and abrupt maneuvers while driving it. Well, I would if I didn't have to chase the criminals during Vigilante. Okay, prominent appearances and missions. In the mission Copland, some scripted police cars appear in the player's path before reaching the North Point Mall. Well, that's true in several missions, right? Like in the Chase, I think that's the name of the mission, where you have to win a race against the. Maybe it's just called the Driver. It's not the Chase. Yeah, the Chase is a different mission. So in the Driver, there's like scripted police cars that come out when you are about to turn right onto a road over by one of the bridges on the Eastern Island. And I think there's like scripted police cars in a couple of other spots as well. Okay, continuing on here, we're making good progress here during our test drive with the police car, already onto the Eastern Island. Okay, trivia. The police car from Vice City was reused in Rockstar's Manhunt games. They only appear as static objects, as driving is not an intended feature in Manhunt. The main difference is that in Manhunt, the car has a black and white paint job instead of the green and white one from here in Vice City. Oh, we lost some tires, gang. We're struggling. We're limping to the finish line. But we just need to avoid the tanks. Yeep. Look, oh, goodness. Scary times to be a GTA failure, let me tell you. But like I said, I think anytime we make it to this gravel area here, we're good to go. Okay, cool. So as the police car wraps up its successful test drive, we move on to the next vehicle. It's another van. It is the Pony. The Pony has one fixed spawn, which I will show you momentarily as soon as the police car finishes its glorious drive to the lighthouse. From the wiki, the Pony is a medium-sized civilian and commercial van featured in both the 3D and HD universes. The Pony is depicted as a generic medium-sized van that has appeared in 2 different forms. I'll just read you the Vice City one. Let's see, it's an older form with a conventionally low roof, which makes the van aesthetically similar to Ford vans from the late 80s and 90s, such as the Ford Econoline, with influences from the 1979 Dodge Tradesman. The Pony is capable of carrying 4 passengers, 2 in the front and 2 in the back, and can be found driving around industrial areas. Okay, good enough. The performance, well, we're going to find out during our test drive here. The performance of the Pony was harshly redesigned in Vice City and Vice City Stories. It has retained its decent top speed from like GTA 3 and Liberty City Stories, but its acceleration is now poor. Unless the van is being driven on a lengthy road with no interruption, it will never have enough time on full throttle to reach top speed. Oh, so sad for the Pony. Okay, moving on. Let's see. So the Top Fun van, which we'll cover in a future vehicles video, is based on the Pony here, but with different decorations, different paint job on the side. Cool. Prominent appearances in missions. So in a mission Cannon Fodder, after the cutscene at Cafe Robina, a Pony spawns at the empty yard beside the cafe, so no time needs to be wasted looking for a 4-door vehicle if the player doesn't have one. I didn't know that. I've done Cannon Fodder, I don't know, 15 different times in my playthroughs, and I didn't notice that there was a Pony spawn. I just always either bring a four-door vehicle there or try to grab one quickly from the street. Interesting. Later in the same mission, Tommy and the Cubans must steal another pony loaded with drugs. And then in the mission Loose Ends, a unique black pony spawns within the yard during that mission. Excellent information. Okay, we're almost up to the start of our test drive. Bugs, let's see. So first we'll go to the trivia. Similar to the burrito, the vehicle is named after a small horse, the pony, which references its utilitarian design and purpose. As seen in Manhunt, the type of ambulance used in Carcer City is a customized pony, and a TV variant of the pony is also used by Mr. Nasty's Valiant Video Enterprises snuff film production company in Manhunt. I don't know what I just read, but it gave me the willies. All right, come on, pony. We can do it. Let's get off the grass here. Let's get onto our wheels. A cosmetic glitch in Vice City causes any pony which enters a pay and spray to emerge with its front bumper facing the opposite direction towards the rear. Simply parking the vehicle in a garage and allowing the garage door to close will restore the bumper's alignment. This problem is also present on the Rumpo in Vice City. So once I fulfill my obligation to blow up that random burrito, I will show you this glitch with the pony. I didn't know it existed until I just read it a minute ago, but here we are, a normal front fender for this pony. Throw it into the pay and spray, and then we're going to take a look at the very strange looking front fender that results. Let's drive on out. You can see the color has changed. I'll get out and give you the close-up, but indeed, this fender has been put on backwards. The guys working in this pay and spray should lose their automotive license. I mean, come on. Come on. So here's the close-up, definitely backwards. Very strange. Like, I wonder what causes this glitch. As the wiki says, if you want to fix the glitch, you just bring the pony into any garage and let the garage door close, and then it'll fix. So it's not fixed yet because we haven't let the garage door close, but we'll hop out and then come on back in, and we will see indeed the front fender is back in its normal state. Fabulous. And apparently the same behavior with the Rumpo, which I'll demonstrate, I think, in the next video. Moving on alphabetically, we've got the Rancher. So the Rancher has no fixed spawns. Here's an in-game description. No, this is actually from the Vice City website. Two guys talking to each other. One says to the other, "What kind of moron would drive this car?" "Hey, my wife drives one of these." "Oh, sorry, man." All right, from the wiki, the Rancher is a 4x4 off-road vehicle that appears in Vice City, San Andreas, and GTA 4. The design resembles a 1973 to 1991 Chevy K5 Blazer, particularly the 1979 and 1981 to 88 models. It is stylized as a medium-sized SUV designed with off-road capabilities in mind, featuring large tires, soft suspension, and a high ground clearance. Despite its size, it's only capable of holding 2 occupants, as its rear compartment is unable to carry passengers, similar to two-door pickup trucks in the series. There's a two-tone color scheme. You can see here, like, I don't know, red and silver, something like that. The primary color covers the majority of the vehicle. Secondary color poses as a stripe-like print on the sides and rear. In Vice City, the back is always black. Let me see if I'm reading this right. The lower section is always in a black color, resulting in 3 different colors on a single car. But in San Andreas, it was changed. There's no black. It's just 2 colors in San Andreas. Okay, performance. The Rancher is one of the best SUVs. Though its top speed and acceleration are only average, its handling, grip, and ride quality off-road is unmatched. Well, let's just see how it does in the test drive, right? That's the only important thing. Okay, prominent appearances and missions. In Martha's mugshot, some agents block the main entrances of Interglobal Studios with Ranchers and start to fire against Tommy as soon as he returns. Are they talking about plane Ranchers or FBI Ranchers? And then this is a vehicle required for one of the import lists over at Sunshine Autos. Okay, moving on to the trivia section. The name Rancher is similar to Ranger, which is a compact pickup manufactured by Ford in real life. The Ranger name is further used in San Andreas as the police version of the Rancher. The Rancher also somewhat resembles a Ford Bronco, the Ranger's 4x4 variant. And then this vehicle makes a cameo appearance in the Rockstar game Bully. And our Rancher is doing quite well here until it runs into like a 2-pound wooden block. Oh, come on. That's Sawhorse. This is why I normally drive around those things. All right. So the last vehicles of this video are the 4 RC vehicles in the game. I wasn't sure whether or not to include them with the regular vehicles like I'm going to here, but I just decided to do them alphabetically. So here we are in the R's with the 4 RC vehicles. I don't have a challenge that I can do while I read to you from the wiki, so I'm just going to read what I can read, and then I'll just cut the video of me doing the normal RC mission as intended. So this first one, let's find it on the wiki. Here we go. The RC Bandit is the only drivable RC vehicle. The other ones are all aircraft of some kind. From the wiki, the RC Bandit, also known as simply as the RC car, or the RC buggy in some of the other games, is a small radio-controlled car that is available for use in several missions in the 3D universe. In all of its appearances, the RC Bandit is primarily used as either a controllable bomb or for racing. The race car-like design of the vehicle has remained virtually unchanged, except for Liberty City Stories. We'll keep reading here. GTA 3 rendition has some changes. Our performance is as expected, being small and light. The RC Bandit is highly nimble with excellent acceleration, but it has a low top speed. Fair enough. Prominent appearances in missions. So in Vice City, it's just this one mission here is the only appearance of the RC Bandit. And let's move on to trivia. RC Bandit, that phrase is a play on Arse Bandit. That's ARSE, another sexual joke by Rockstar. So Arse is like a Britishism for rear end. In the RC racing game Revolt, I don't know what that is. Is that in San Andreas? I don't know. It says there's an RC car also named RC Bandit. The name may also come from the real-life RC car, the Traxxas Bandit. If the player spawns the vehicle in Vice City and attempts to enter it, the game will crash as soon as the player opens the door. So I did that in my GTA 3 series. I didn't know that you could actually get in. Oh, maybe there's just a cheat code to spawn an RC Bandit, and if you get in, the game will crash. So I've done a bit of research here, and I don't know what the wiki is talking about in this case. I couldn't find any cheat codes to spawn an RC Bandit in Vice City. I couldn't find any ways to get into an RC car. Like right now, I can't get into this because I'm in the van. So I don't know. If you have any idea as to how to like get into an RC Bandit in Vice City, let us know in the comments. In my GTA 3 True 100% Plus series, I was able to get to acquire an RC Bandit without using cheat codes, and you can actually get in without the game crashing. You can go check out my GTA 3 series if you want to see that, but I don't know how to do anything with the Bandit here in Vice City. I'll go ahead and include a link to the specific vehicle where I get into an RC Bandit in my GTA 3 series, so check out that link in the description below. In the meantime, we are watching the next alphabetical RC vehicle in Vice City. It's the RC Baron. Let's go ahead and read from the wiki. The Baron is a miniature remote-controlled airplane that appears in Vice City and San Andreas. The design is a model biplane with a red body. This design trait, coupled with its name, suggests the plane is inspired by Manfred von Richthofen, also known as the Red Baron, a German ace pilot who took out 80 enemy planes by himself during World War I. I feel like I'm getting deja vu here. I know that I've read that out loud in this series. Maybe I read it while I was doing the actual RC Baron mission. Okay, the RC Baron in this game featured landing gear wheels derived from sports cars in Vice City. Slight change there in San Andreas. Its handling is sensitive on land, where the vehicle will lose control easily when steering it towards one side or the other. After takeoff, however, the plane becomes more controllable and can reach moderate speeds while airborne. Its low mass also means that even with the slightest hit, the plane will likely fall to the ground. Yeah, so watch out for other planes in this race and light poles and trees, all those things. Okay, appearances in mission. The Baron has an ability to drop bombs during the mission Bombs Away, and it's the only way to do this RC Baron race here that you're watching now. Okay, good to know. And then trivia, rarely while driving on the streets of Vice City, the RC Baron spawns, and while the player controls the vehicle, they're controlling the plane too. It says this is confirmed in iOS. I don't know what that means. I've never seen that happen. Does the RC Baron spawn on the ground or up in the air? If you know anything about this, let us know in the comments. It says it's possible to obtain the RC Baron in Vice City by either duping the mission and destroying one of the RC barons in water, which will let you fly it, or by using a clothes replay glitch. All right, so I think they're talking about not necessarily this mission, although maybe I don't really dupe stuff, but maybe they're talking about you can get the Baron in the bombs away mission. Okay, we missed that one. Let's just go ahead and call it on purpose so I can show you what happens when you fall on the ground. It's not great. And I think that's about it to say about the RC Baron. So let's move on alphabetically to the RC Goblin. So the RC Goblin is only available here during the mission Demolition Man. So I'll just start this and I'll kind of fast forward through the short drive over to the Top Fun van while we read about the RC Goblin from the wiki. It is a small remote controlled helicopter featured in Vice City and San Andreas. It also exists in Liberty City Stories as an unused vehicle and thus cannot be obtained by normal means. All right, the design is essentially a red miniature remote control helicopter with a small main rotor and rounded cabin, like its counterpart, the RC Raider, which will be the next vehicle in this video and the last vehicle in this video. The RC Goblin seems to be an original concept from Rockstar Games, as the helicopter does not take any inspiration from a real-life aircraft. All right, relatively average performance traits, inferior to the similarly designed RC Raider, only being able to execute moderate pitches and thus being slower, but more stable in controls than the RC Raider. The spinning blades of the RC Goblin and the RC Raider can be used to execute helicopter kills on pedestrians. So I think we'll take out some of these construction workers here using the blades of this Goblin. The RC Goblin is outfitted with the ability to carry and drop bombs in the mission Demolition Man. That's what you're seeing here. From the trivia section, RC Goblin's name is a play on Arse Goblin, another sexual joke by Rockstar, a term for a person who enjoys anal sex. Fabulous. Much like the RC Raider, if you are somehow able to get this vehicle and like attempt to get into it, the player will walk in circles as there's no area set for where the door opens. Okay, the vehicle seems to have a set texture in all the games it appears in, as it never spawns with the colors the game files assign to it. After finishing Keep Your Friends Close, which is the final, like the culminating story mission in this game, one can find the Goblin in the lounge in the mansion. It's called the Action Heli and comes with a remote but cannot be controlled. So I'll show this off in one of my walking tour videos, or maybe I've already dropped that walking tour video where we toured the mansion. But yeah, it's not really the Goblin that's there. It's a box, an empty box, and then a remote control sitting on a table. Okay, then it says the RC Goblin is obtainable. It had quotation marks here around the word obtainable. During this mission, the player can only keep it somewhere temporarily, as you can't finish the game if you don't destroy it. You can obtain this vehicle by duping the mission and sinking one of the two RC Goblins. It says something about a game crash. And yeah. All right, so we'll play around with that during the Demolition Man mission. But I think that's all there is to say about the Goblin. And so now we move on to the final vehicle, the final RC vehicle, and the final vehicle in this mission, which is the RC Raider. From the wiki, the RC Raider is a remote control helicopter in Vice City, San Andreas, and Liberty City Stories. The Raider is essentially a dark green miniature remote controlled helicopter with a small main rotor and rounded cabin. Like its counterpart, the Goblin that we just saw, the Raider seems to be an original from Rockstar Games, as it does not take any inspiration from a real-life helicopter. The Raider exists in Liberty City Stories, but it's never used in any of the missions and thus can only be obtained through a third-party hacking device or modification to spawn the helicopter. Performance-wise, the Raider is faster than the Goblin due to its ability to pitch steeper, but possesses far more sensitive controls that leave the RC Raider prone to flying upside down. Yeah, not on purpose. Much like the Goblin, the spinning blades of the Raider can be used to execute helicopter kills on pedestrians. The handling is overall comparable to that of the VCN Maverick from here in Vice City. This mission right here, the Top Fun mission, is the only one featuring the RC Raider in this game. Generally, RC Raider is a play on the word arse raider, a slang term for a homosexual or a sexual offender. The vehicle seems to have a set texture in all the games it appears in, as it never spawns with the colors the game files assigns to it. Okay, so I think that's about it to say about the RC Raider. So if you like any of the vehicles in this video, including the 4 RC vehicles, maybe you just like playing around with these remote control toys, then feel free to take one at the low price of $0.00. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.